YouTube, what's up guys? Sunny day. Oh my gosh, it's bright. Finally getting to work back on my Lotus. I already did some work actually. I forgot to start filming. I removed the headlights from the EXIGE front clam. They were not bolted in, they were just sitting there, but I did unplug them. You guys did see that last time I was working on this car. I had them all lit up. So I unplugged them. These headlights right here are extremely expensive, and they do just sit in there. And then they do have, so they just rest in there, and then they do have screw caps on there to bolt them down, all 4 of them on the back. So, and I didn't have those screwed in, so that was really easy. And then I did just unplug the 2 wires. So the next thing I'm gonna do is actually just pull off, I never bolted these down, but these are gonna be the access panel covers. So the 2 big black ones that are in Starlight Black. I love this car, but let's go ahead and pull these off. Boom, just like that. So I can get this clam off by myself. I don't need anyone. You might, I don't know, but you really, in my opinion, you don't. So here's the clam. Mitch, how did you do that? So when it sits in, there's these little, like, it likes to rest because you bolt it in, where is it? Right here, see this right here? You bolt it there, and you bolt it there. And it likes to have those hooks sit in there. So you guys can see right here, you kind of got to wiggle it off, that right there. And then once it's over wiggled that, then again, it'll be the same thing. Over wiggle that, you'll be good to go. It'll just come towards you, and it just comes out. And then I put my hands. You guys can see probably this thing's so dirty. It's just sits in the garage and literally collects. I don't want to touch it though because it just got painted. But I put my hand here and one hand here, and I pull it towards me and just walk backwards with the clam, and ta-da. So, why isn't this fitting? You can actually see, wow. So right here, you guys see this little scratch right here is because it's hitting that. So there's a scratch here because it's hitting this. So I've been looking at photos online, and all of this from here, you guys can see that right there, sorry, from there forward is cut out on both sides. And that right there is what is not allowing the clam to sit low enough and flush. So what we're gonna do today is we're gonna Dremel that off. And I think I'm also going to paint the radiator black, and it is okay to paint it black. I still have not gotten a plastic shroud to cover this, and it's unfortunate, but maybe I will in the future. But let's go ahead and start doing that now so that I can actually go drive this car. Okay, so here's some screenshots I found, you guys, right here. So look, see how they cut that off there? And here's another one. And this is not Elise, or this is an EXIGE, 100% an EXIGE. So they cut all that. You guys see that? And that was from factory. So that's my issue, is that they use the original part, but they didn't cut that off. And oh, here's a great example. So right there. So I did a lot of research and found out why it wasn't fitting, and that's why. So let's go ahead and mimic this. We're gonna make it look just like that. This is probably the only tool in my garage that is not red and black. I gotta get a new one of these. So I used a razor blade, and look right here, you guys can see, so that I'm gonna get the Dremel, and this is where I'm gonna cut and follow that. Can you guys see that? And now I'm gonna do it on the other side. Okay, so we're gonna plug in the Dremel and use the Dremel. Make sure to always wear eyeglasses or some kind of coverage. Last time I did my Mandalorian helmet. Don't use a Mandalorian helmet. So we're gonna go ahead and Dremel that off, and I'll show you guys what it looks like as I'm doing it. Well, probably just after I'm done. So we'll just go ahead and Dremel this off. And just follow the line that I cut. Should look pretty nice. It's not too thick. Be careful though not to cut any of the hose lines. Just be slow and diligent with it in detail. Boom, okay. I have a mask on. I don't want to breathe that stuff in. Then my shades got dirty. So I did a pretty good job cutting through. So now this is what it's gonna look like underneath. So just like that, and that's what it looks like in all the photos. I will take my sander down and sand this to make a smooth edge, and I will duplicate this on the other side. And you guys can see that there's a significant area that was resting, that came up so much higher here that that clam would not fit on there. So I should have a lot more clearance. Okay, hands super, you're gonna get dusty doing this. I don't know how many people are gonna actually do this. This is gonna be pretty rare if you're swapping an EXIGE front end onto a Lotus Elise. I mean, there's people that are gonna do it. Okay, I just went over with the Dremel of the sanding. I love this one. This one's my favorite. I don't really much care for these blades. I keep on breaking them. Buy a nice cutting blade. That's my advice. Okay, so it looks pretty good though, and there shouldn't be any flakes or anything. I shouldn't get any splinters or anything because I did just sand it all down. So let's go ahead and wipe this all clean. A great way to get this is vacuum, and also a wet rag will get rid of it. Okay, so here is the better looking of the two. Again, I haven't wiped it down or cleaned it yet. And then here's the one that I just did. This time I just kind of more did a sanding Dremel wheel because those blades, cutting blades suck. If you get a Dremel, make sure you go, you're probably gonna wanna go buy nicer cutting blades. But yeah, so this should just come right off, just like that. Woof, that's dirty. So these two are gone now. Disregard those. We should be able to, so I'm gonna actually vacuum this up. Actually, I'll finish sanding it and then I'll vacuum it all up, get it real clean, wipe it all down, and then we'll go ahead and move into painting this. Once we have the radiator painted, we'll let it dry for a few hours. We'll grab the clam and see if the clam sits better. And then I'll probably do a video for installing the front. Perfect, so wiped it all down. You guys can definitely visibly see where I did those. So I'm gonna mask some stuff off and then get ready to paint. I am gonna paint that again, all that, cover that all up. I am also going to hit the that one all up, and then I'm also going to hit the radiator. Okay, so I just hit it. It looks beautiful. Look at that. Looks really good. Radiator's looking good. I made a mistake. I actually reversed and looked at that picture more. They actually, gosh, so Lotus is crazy. So they actually cut this further to about here, and they removed this whole thing. And instead of this being about, I would say 2 inches, it's 1 inch, so it only comes to here. So unfortunately I just hit it all with paint. I wish I would have paid attention more to that. I'm gonna let this dry probably for about 24 hours, and then tomorrow I'll come back and I'll cut this bad boy up even further and then repeat the steps that I just did. That's kind of unfortunate. I wish I would have painted it. I jumped the gun on it. So we'll go ahead and come back to. Okay, actually it's a whole day later. So 1 day later. I let everything dry. You guys can see there's one of that's my cut, and it looks really good actually because I painted it black. There's my other cut. It doesn't look, well, I mean, to me that doesn't even look OEM, kind of weird, and that's what it looks like from factory. So I did mess up because I need to cut this more. So from what I saw in the pictures, we're gonna make a line here to about right there, and then we're gonna go and follow that line all the way to like slightly right here, and then all the way across. Now this is gonna be a big one, so I might run to the store and get a better cutter wheel. Gosh, this thing is literally a go-kart. So what we're gonna do is, that's a line that I just went over, very visible with my razor blade. Now, I don't think any of this should be visible. I think that the EXIGE clam, or wherever, I forgot where I put it. It's in the other room. The EXIGE front clam, I think it'll be okay because I think it'll cover a lot of that anyways. I know that when I was doing it, it was wanting to actually go over this and I was pushing on it, but we'll cut that away. It's what I have to do, but this will make it so that the EXIGE front end fits on the Lotus Elise. They did this from factory. So I did upgrade, so I went to my power tool drill, of course black and red, with a really big cutoff wheel. It doesn't spin as fast as the Dremel, but I'm having much more success because this is such a large piece of, I believe fiberglass, that's what that is, to cut. So I'm having better results with this. I'd recommend you do the same. So get this bad. Okay, so there's a big difference. So we're about halfway through. It's a large cut off right there. So I'm just gonna keep on going all the way around. I highly recommend doing a lead line. Otherwise you're gonna get a little bit chopped. I'm gonna smooth mine off with my smaller Dremel to get a nice smooth surface. Just to make it look a little bit OEM, which it is. This is from factory. They just, I don't know if they mold it that way, but to be honest, it looks like they mold them that way and it looks like they cut them. To be honest, it's 100% what it looks like. So I don't know, maybe I should post a picture, but I already showed you guys. So let me go ahead and cut the rest of this off, vacuum this up, wipe it all down, wipe everything down because I'm gonna have to hit the that with a coat of paint and let it dry for quite a few hours before I can go and grab the whatever it's called, the front. Okay, so I sanded it all down. Looks a lot better. It's smooth, so it won't give you shouldn't cut you at all. What I'm gonna do now is wipe all this clean, vacuum it, get it all ready, and then I actually am gonna hit underneath the radiator a little bit. Now, unfortunately, mine came with these little, the radiator's not exactly aesthetically perfect. You can't really fix those. This is part of, if you have a radiator, you can literally do it with your nail. I wish it was perfect. So I'll have the clam over it, and then eventually, for the front clam, I will eventually get like a mesh to hide that so you can't see, you know, the little imperfections in there. But with the all radiators, if you just touch them like that, does that. Eventually, and this car only has like 6,000 or 7,000 miles on it, so I don't need to replace the radiator, but some people do like to, most people like to replace the radiator on this because I believe these break right here because they're plastic. But right now I'm not gonna do that. So let's go ahead, maybe in the future. Let's go ahead and make this look pretty. So let's start the cleanup. Okay, I just hit it with, I believe, the last coat of enamel gloss black. I don't think I should have to do anything else. So, big deal. You gotta cut that out. No, who knew? I had no idea. You gotta cut that out. Who knew? I had no idea. You gotta trim that back. And again, who knew? I had no idea. So it looks pretty good to me. Honestly, go look at some pictures if you can find some online of EXIGE front clam removal or front clam off. It looks just like that. So I think I did a pretty okay job, pretty good for me. We're gonna let this dry because I just hit it with the last paint. We'll let it dry for 2 or 3 hours. I'll come back and I will put the set the clam back on, and hopefully it sits properly and we can get it where those the things button up right here. Now once that's all on there, I'll lift the car back up and do another YouTube video of me kind of buttoning the whole front clam up, and then I'm gonna be okay. Then it might be able to pull it out of the driveway or out of the garage and go and do some drives. And if I can do some drives, great. I've still got a lot of mods coming for small things, and I'll just keep on doing more and more and more. But the real big thing is I want to take this to the track and see how fast it is. Okay, so it's about, gosh, 2.5 hours later. I've actually put the car up on jack stands, so the car's floating again. It is now time, so I'm gonna go grab that clam and we're just gonna put it on there. I'm gonna try it myself. Hopefully I don't damage anything, but I'll do it myself. And let's go. Look at that fitment. Oh my gosh, that is so much better. So it's not tight, but it's, you know, it's not buttoned up, but it'll sit perfect. Absolutely perfect. Look at that. Wow, yeah. So it's gonna look really good. So look at that line. Good job, Mitch. All right, so that's really good. Another thing that you can tell if it's good light fitment is look at the bolt hole. That's perfect. So good. I can't wait to button it all up. I don't think I'll have as many buttons, fastening areas as the Elise as when I removed it. I will watch my video of me removing it to see all the bolts that I did, but I don't think that everyone will be the exact same as for the EXIGE onto the Elise. The main ones I want though is that one right there, that one right there. I want this one right here, this one right here. Those are the main ones. I want this to this, so I want these two paired up, and then I want all the bolts down below. All these all mounted up. And that, hey, that might be another issue, is that like right there. So I tightened that up, and maybe I shouldn't have that tightened up yet, but I'm so excited. Ooh, look at that under tray, all one mono under tray. How cool is that? Great. So let me go grab the lights and then the access panels, and I think this looks really good with the black radiator. It's a lot better than what the other one was. Still, I don't have wire mesh. Wire mesh is super expensive and I can't find any, and I also don't have the plastic that goes underneath there, but the car will be drivable. Yes, that looks so good. Wow. So from the angle, like if you come up here, this looks fine. Here, let's do it from like that. See, it just depends on where the light's hitting, but from straight on in the car being raced, you guys are gonna see this wiring. I just don't have that plastic that goes there. It's really unfortunate. I just can't find it. If you guys can help find it, comment down below, that'd be awesome. But headlights in, this thing is menacing. Look at that. And then I want to know if I should do a lip on this. I probably will, because the Elise looks so, or the EXIGE Elise looks so happy. It is so gosh darn wide. Wow, I love it, love it, love it. So I like to do giveaways. If you made it to this long of the video, I'm gonna do a giveaway. So I need a comment first. So I want you to say, you just make the choice. So if you say black or silver, either one of those comments, black or silver, if you comment one of those below, I'll give you guys, I'm giving out a free TRD badge from my website. All you gotta do is comment black or silver down below, whatever one you like. And then, and the reason why I want that your opinion is because, again, I have no bolts for these. and I need fastening bolts for that. So I have chrome ones or silver ones, sorry, silver here, silver on there, and silver there. And then also the base of the wing is silver, and then also inside the cockpit there's some silver accents. So should I continue that with the silver right here and right there, even the speaker has it. So the scheme of this car is more like black and silver accents, I guess. I would say that's majority of this car is like, especially going on because I'm gonna be using a Lotus badge right there. So should I do silver, because I need 6 of them? Should I do silver, or should I do black? They're black, and they're from Greg's Racing Parts. So just comment either one below, and then I'll choose a winner. So this is gonna be a few of you, but I hope this was helpful. If anyone's ever swapping out the EXIGE or Elise front clamp for an EXIGE front clamp, you make sure to cut these. Otherwise, it's not going to sit at all. But now it sits perfect, and look at that. I cannot wait to get that all buttoned up right there. It sits great. I'm super thrilled with the way that turned out. And the door opens perfect too. Let's see the door real quick here. Look at that. Perfect. No touching or anything. Yeah, awesome. So make sure to hit the like button, comment down below, silver or black. I'll choose one. I gotta make the order soon so I can start putting this all back together and buttoning it up so that I can go hot rod a turboed Lotus Elise. I can't wait. Make sure to hit the like button, subscribe guys. I'll see you in the next video.